Derek McInnes may have rejected Rangers once in the past, but now he is Bookie's favourite to replace Philippe Clement. Welcome back to Fog Football. Of course, big Philippe Clement isn't even away yet, so we have to take this with a pinch of salt. But this is according to the Scotsman. He's the bookmaker's favourite. Well, let's just break it down, right? And talk about it and be like, right, so what is the end game here? What is the end game? Now, this is all that the Scotsman said with Derek McInnes. The favourite for the job is the ex-Aberdeen and current Kilmarnock boss, Derek McInnes. Well liked by Rangers fans during his time as a player, the 53-year-old has often been linked with the Gers job. Could both club and McInnes himself decide now is the right time to take the plunge? Should Philippe Clement leave the club? Well, if you want Derek McInnes, here, I wouldn't mind Derek McInnes. I'm not going to pretend it would be the greatest appointment ever, but I look at Kelly, right, and how well they've progressed under him for the championship, into the league, survived the first year, then last season, finished fourth, really hard to beat. Always beat the Old Firm last season. Even away at tough grounds, they're good. And Derek McInnes, he makes his teams hard to beat. They do the basics right. And see, that I think that is exactly what's missing for this Rangers team. We're not hard to beat. We don't do the basics right. I think when you combine the basics and making a team hard to beat with obviously a bigger budget and therefore more quality, I think Derek McInnes could hit a gold mine. A gold mine. Maybe not as extreme as a gold mine, but he'd do a better job, Philip Clement. Ex-Rangers player, Rangers man, knows the league inside out. Yeah, it's not as flashy as a Kevin Muscat. I've seen Rafa Benitez linked to, we kind of buried the other day, Rafa Benitez, but here, he won the Champions League, so I don't think I could really turn the guy down if he wanted the Rangers job. But, I mean, as for Derek McInnes, he knows the league inside out. I think it would be a no-brainer to get McInnes in. Because, you know what? Seeing it's not just what he's done at Kelly and what he did at Aberdeen and things like that. See, when I hear McInnes in like press conferences and interviews, he's not afraid to say the truth. He's not afraid to call out his players. He doesn't spew shite. And if you've been following the channels over like the past number of years, there's one thing I can't stand, folks, and it's a liar. And Philip Clement, Michael Beale, some of the two worst compulsive liars that you'll ever meet in your life, just absolutely lying to us, man, right to our face. And it's unacceptable. Now, obviously, if Rangers were to sack Clement, they would need to bring Derek McInnes in. How much compensation? How much compensation would Derek McInnes cost? Right, I'm not too sure, but in terms of where Kelly are sitting, they sit 12th in the league. They've turned their form around from the early days of this season, where it was like literally like 4 losses or like 3 losses in a row, 4 losses in a row. But they do have a discipline problem, and the last thing this team needs is to keep going down to 10 men. Rangers, if he came in again, I don't think that's a Derek McInnes problem. I think that's a team just losing the plot, and it's coincidence because you look at like last season and his entire Kelly run, they've not been known for getting red cards. I think it's simply a coincidence. I believe they've had like 5, 6 different red card instances. So if he came in, I would like all that wiped out. But folks, we're 9 points behind Celtic and Aberdeen. I mean, there's a lot of hype about Clement. Oh, he's got one game to save his weekend, or no, his weekend. The weekend's gone. He can't save the weekend. To save his job. Has he? I mean, I wouldn't have guaranteed that he was going to get sacked after losing the Aberdeen game. I was probably about 75% confident that he would get sacked. If we crash at the cup to Motherwell, I'm cranking that percentage up to about 90. He has to go, man. You can't lose 3 at your last 5 games and the three of them being all domestic, and the other domestic game was a scrape job, 2-1 against St Mirren. I don't care about Europe, man. Couldn't give a fucking rat's arse about it. You know what I mean? Honestly, I really, really couldn't. Anyway, I wouldn't mind Derek McInnes. We'll see how this unfolds.